Have you ever wondered how to start meditating? The idea of meditation, simply put, is about nurturing a sense of peace and tranquility within oneself. It's a practice that's been around for thousands of years, helping people cultivate mindfulness and serenity in their lives. Yet many of us harbor misconceptions about meditation. We tend to think it's about stopping our thoughts or achieving some sort of mystical state, but that's not quite right. Meditation isn't about emptying the mind or reaching enlightenment. Rather, it's about becoming aware of our thoughts, our feelings, our breath, and our body without judgment. The benefits are manifold, from reducing stress and anxiety to enhancing focus and creativity. It's a tool that can help us navigate the ebbs and flows of life with a certain grace and ease. Now that we've understood what meditation is, let's break it down into simple, easy-to-follow steps. Before you begin meditating, it's crucial to prepare your environment and mind. Now, let's talk about preparing for meditation. The environment you choose to meditate in can make a significant difference in your experience. You'll want to find a quiet place where you won't be disturbed. This could be a corner of your room, a peaceful garden, or even a quiet park. The key is to select a spot where you feel at ease and can let go of the outside world. Comfort is the name of the game here. Distractions can come in many forms, not just noise. So wear clothing that feels good on your skin, not too tight or too loose, just right. You might even want to have a special meditation outfit or a favorite shawl to help signal your brain that it's time to relax and focus. You'll also want to set a specific time each day to meditate. This is important because it helps to establish a routine. Our brains thrive on routine, and setting a specific time can help signal your mind that it's time to enter a meditative state. Consistency is key here. Whether you choose to meditate in the morning to set a peaceful tone for your day, or in the evening to unwind and release the day's stresses, stick to your chosen time. Remember, there's no one-size-fits-all when it comes to meditation. What works for someone else might not work for you, and that's okay. The aim is to create a meditation routine that suits your lifestyle and preferences. If you're a night owl, then an evening meditation might suit you better. If you're an early bird, the quiet of the dawn might be your ideal meditation time. In the end, preparing for meditation is all about creating a space and time where you can disconnect from the busyness of life and connect with your inner self. Your environment, attire, and timing are all tools to help you achieve this. Once your environment is ready, you can start the actual process of meditation. The first step in meditation is learning to focus your mind. This may seem like a tall order, especially if your thoughts are racing a mile a minute. But don't worry, it's simpler than it sounds. In fact, the beauty of meditation lies in its simplicity. Let's start with the most basic tool at our disposal, our breath. You don't need any special equipment or training to focus on your breath, and it's something you can do anywhere, anytime. It's as easy as inhaling and exhaling. Consider your breath as an anchor. When you focus on your breath, you're not just breathing. You're grounding yourself in the present moment. You're taking your mind off the past, off the future, and placing it squarely in the now. So, how do you do it? Close your eyes and just breathe. Feel the air as it enters your nostrils, fills your lungs, and then leaves your body. Notice the rise and fall of your chest and belly with each breath. Listen to the rhythm of your breath. It's like the ebb and flow of the ocean, constant and calming. Now, here's the thing about the mind. It loves to wander. One moment you're focusing on your breath, the next your mind is planning dinner or replaying an argument. That's perfectly normal. It doesn't mean you're failing at meditation. In fact, noticing that your mind has wandered is a sign of progress. It means you're becoming more aware of your thoughts. When you notice your mind has strayed, gently bring it back to your breath. No judgment, no frustration, just a gentle return to the rhythm of your breathing. It's like training a puppy. When it strays, you gently guide it back. Over and over again. The more you practice, the better you get at focusing your mind. Remember, meditation isn't about achieving a state of emptiness. It's about becoming intimately familiar with the fullness of the present moment. Once you have practiced focusing your mind, you can move on to the next step. The second step in meditation involves observing your thoughts without judgment. Imagine a river. Your thoughts are like leaves floating on the surface. They come and go, each one unique, but none of them are the river itself. In this step, you are the observer, watching the leaves pass by without trying to change their course. This is the essence of mindfulness, being present in the moment, fully engaged in what is happening right now. When we talk about observing thoughts, we are not talking about analyzing them or trying to figure out why we are thinking them. That's a common misconception. Instead, we are simply noticing them, acknowledging their existence, and then letting them go. Think of it like watching clouds in the sky. You don't control them. They just drift by. You might find yourself getting drawn into the shapes and patterns they form, but as soon as you realize this, you gently bring yourself back to simply observing. Now, why is it important not to get attached to any particular thought? Well, thoughts are transient. They come and go. If we get attached to a thought, we might find ourselves stuck in a thought loop, unable to move on. This can lead to stress and anxiety. But by observing thoughts without judgment, we can avoid this trap. Remember, there's no right or wrong thought in meditation. Every thought is just a thought. It doesn't define you or your meditation experience. It's just something that happened, and like all things, it will pass. So when you meditate, try to be a neutral observer. Don't judge your thoughts or yourself. Don't try to change anything. Just observe. By practicing this, you'll find that you become more aware of your thoughts and patterns. You'll start to notice when your mind is wandering and be able to bring it back to the present more easily. And most importantly, you'll learn to let go of judgment, not just in meditation, but in your everyday life as well. After mastering observation without judgment, you are ready for the final step. The final step in meditation is achieving a state of tranquility. Now, you may wonder, what does tranquility mean in the context of meditation? It's not just about feeling relaxed, though that's certainly part of it. Rather, it's a deep sense of peace and calm that arises from within, a quietude that permeates your entire being. Let's consider how the continuous practice of the previous steps leads to this tranquil state. You see, when you focus your mind and observe without judgment, you're essentially training your mind to dwell in the present moment. Over time, this repeated return to the present helps to quiet the constant chatter of the mind. Think of it as a still pond. When you throw a stone into a pond, it creates ripples. These ripples are like the thoughts and emotions that constantly stir up our minds. But when you stop throwing stones, when you simply observe the pond without interfering, the ripples gradually subside, and the water becomes calm and clear. That's what happens in your mind through regular meditation. Your thoughts and emotions, the stones that create ripples in your mind, start to settle. They may not disappear completely, but their impact lessens. You stop getting caught up in them. You start to experience a sense of space, a spaciousness where you can simply be without needing to react or respond to everything that arises in your mind. This tranquility isn't an end goal, though. It's not something you achieve once and then you're done. It's a byproduct of regular meditation, like a muscle that gets stronger with exercise. Each time you sit down to meditate, you're exercising this muscle of tranquility. And just like physical exercise, the more you do it, the stronger it gets, the more readily available it becomes in your daily life. Remember, meditation isn't about striving for a particular state or experience. It's about cultivating a relationship with your own mind, learning to be with yourself in a kind and compassionate way. With these 3 steps, you can begin your journey into meditation. Let's summarize the steps we've covered in this guide to meditation. We embarked on this journey with 3 fundamental steps. The first one, focusing the mind, is like setting the sails for our voyage, creating a mental space free from the constant chatter of our thoughts. This is where we cultivate our ability to concentrate, and it's pivotal to our meditation practice. Next, we moved on to observing without judgment. It's about acknowledging our thoughts and feelings as they are, without labeling them as good or bad. This is the step that allows us to foster self-awareness and understanding. The final step, achieving tranquility, is where we find the serene calmness that lies beneath the surface of our turbulent thoughts. It's a state of peace that we can tap into at any moment once we've mastered the previous steps. Remember, the key to successful meditation is practice and patience. Happy meditating.